Hey, what's up, Jayson? It's Pistol Pete. Thanks for taking the
Hey,
time to hang out on streaming together. This is fun. This is a new program for us.
this is live and real, right here.
Yeah, it's like we're
Great to be
in
here, Pete.
person, but everybody gets to see it. I feel like we're on the news. Like there's going to be like breaking news headlines coming across.
We're better than the news. We got them beat today. Because real estate is actually something that's okay to be up. At least, for the sellers that we're helping out right now in this market. Real estate is, I've been doing this since 2003, and I've seen some up markets and some down markets, but this one has been a definite up market, and how much the real estate world's changed has been incredible.
I think we should dive into a lot of that today. But first, let's start off with a quick intro. So, by the way, I'm Pistol Pete. I work with Jayson at Room Real Estate. I was one of his first hires. But Jayson, let's talk more about you. So, give us a background. Who are you? Where are you at right now? Tell us about Room Real Estate, your company.
So Room's been growing. I remember when I first met Pete, we were the Madani team, and we still are. Remember, he walked in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be amazing. And he's been my top sales agent. So we're going back to you, Pete. So I'm throwing it back at you. But
thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Over $30 million in production last year, and it's been fun working with you for the last. It's been 5 years already.
It's like 6 years now, I think. Yeah, 2017 was that? 2017, 2018, 2019.
And he just had a baby.
Yeah, this is six. This is year 6.
Yeah, 6. He has a little princess right now. So I'm super proud of what all the things you've accomplished.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
So
I call Jay Tuna, by the way. So if you want to call him Tuna, that's my nickname.
Oh, this is gonna go viral now.
It's out there now.
I like the name. I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
So about me. I've always wanted to be. It was funny. My kids go to Baymont School in Scotts Valley, and when I was going there, I told somebody at a job fair a long time ago. Like, I think this was like middle school, that I wanted to be in real estate. I just thought I should help everybody buy a home. So, I went to school, got my real estate license, jumped in on the business. It was a good time, 2003, 4, 5, 6. The market was really good, and I sold a lot of houses and had some really great mentors along the way. But how real estate has changed, now it's we have concierge programs and project managers, and we're helping people prep their homes for sale. And I had to get my wife to give me permission to lend our bank account out to our clients so that they could, get carpets. I know we just sold a house that was on a post and pier foundation in Ben Lomond, cute house in a great neighborhood, but we lent them like $40,000 or $50,000 to get the home ready to sell. Put lattice around the post and pier foundation and painted the inside outside, and we staged it with our in-house staging company. So we own a lot of furniture. I think we have about 60 houses worth of furniture right now, and we project managed a lot of repair work, and a lot of that house probably would have sold for $850,000-$900,000, but we ended up getting closer to 1.2 for it with just a little investment and having our project manager Brian just really do an amazing job on how can we spend $2 and get 10 back out. So that's it. Real estate went from carbon copies to DocuSign and we're going to lend our money out to help you improve your home. The whole service part of it has completely changed. And back in the day when I was a new agent in 2003 or 4, I was showing 30 or 40 houses to one buyer. Now the buyers are looking at, they're seeing the 3D tours online. They're seeing the floor plans. They're seeing the media that we're doing. Even Kristen, who's preparing this video chat for us, our brand manager, who's really just killing it. So,
shout out to Kristen.
Shout out to Kristen.
Jayson, I don't know how to do this, but we're glad to have people that do behind us.
Can't do this business alone anymore. It's not the same as it was before, where you can, take a few photos and say a prayer. But people really want, need help preparation and getting the house the right look. And then, negotiations have changed to, social media, and even being part of the tech company that powers Room Real Estate. They give us a lot of help with making sure that all of our technology is working, because the buyers that are in the Silicon Valley are relying on it.
I mean, let's go back even, Jayson. You mentioned a lot there, and there's a lot to go over. And I think that there's a lot of really good points that you made. I really want to focus in on what you talked about, where like let's talk about how real estate changed. Let's take a snapshot of like, let's say you get hired to sell a house in 2005. Let's say, first of all, the market's in a totally different place. It's pre-market crash in 2008. But like, this when most agents were writing listing agreements in all caps, and taking pictures with like, like maybe even like photo cameras at that point, right? It's like there was so much different. You're talking about carbon copies even. So let's kind of describe the process of where it was, and then let's paint the picture of where we're at now. And I think the main changes there in that timeline were probably because of, the market demanded it. I mean, people started to be more innovative in the real estate space. And I feel like you and Moret were really responsible, or partially responsible in the Santa Cruz County area for making that huge change in the market by adding a ton of these services and leading the pack as far as, concierge, listing prep, in-house staging, all that type of stuff. So let's go over it. Let's start at that, like, whatever, pre-market crash, 2005 era. Talk about how listing went then, and then let's talk about how it's going now.
2005 was a hot market. So yeah, we were writing, sometimes we would type up a listing agreement or type up a purchase agreement, but a lot of times we were handwriting them, which was difficult. I mean, you couldn't even read the contracts half the time. So that was pretty challenging. We took photos with a basic photographer, or a lot of realtors did it themselves. You had contingency periods. So you would see a property, and then people would write up offers on it, but the buyers would do the inspections versus the sellers. So escrows would fall apart more frequently because people would find out the septic tank or the sewer lateral or the roof was bad, and there would be more negotiations. So the transaction would be more complicated. So, I mean, back in those days, you choose your lender. They had an in-house appraiser who would go out. After 2009, now it's a third party that's totally randomly selected. So there was a little bit of control on that, which probably wasn't a good idea. Today, I mean, we have DocuSign being part of our technology company. The DocuSigns are tagged. Photos, I mean, we have, and most people don't have this, but we have an in-house photographer who's on salary. So we can, I mean, you wouldn't want me taking your photos of your house.
We're not photographers.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
We have a great photographer.
We have somebody with 30 years experience that, costs, she's, very well paid. And whenever we were just talking about equipment, some of the lenses that they have to buy now to get the right lens. I mean, we just got a quote on one of them was $18,000. It was, we want to be able to get that ocean view. When you get that property, you want to show that view to the consumer, because people, again, they're not looking at 30 houses anymore. They're looking at 3, and they're looking at the setting. So if you're in the mountains, or you want to have a really good lens, really good equipment, like the Matterport 3D camera, our handheld devices, and our drones. And, we want to keep upgrading to the best equipment that you could possibly find. I mean, I know that we've had some issues with losing drones and different things throughout the years. So
maybe we just tell one story about a drone getting lost. That's funny, because obviously people understand drones, and they're taking videos, they're taking photos for various reasons. I mean, you see them all over the place, in parks, at the beach, and we use them for our real estate photography as well. And we'll do videography where it really captures like the location, right? Like I love how you'll see it, and you get to see the house in its neighborhood, in its environment, and what it's close to. But there's a few times when that has gone a little bit wrong.
We have had a drone shot down, a couple of drones shot down. So it's more in the rural parts. Shot down, yeah. Well, luckily we just go back a different day, a different time, and try it again, because we want to get it captured. But our pilot is licensed, but yeah, there are some crazy things that do happen in the Santa Cruz mountains. But we've had a couple of them, that were just taken out. So we've had some malfunction, but it's been a pretty crazy, crazy.
Hold on, I'm gonna come right back.
Oh, and we actually had another one that was kind of funny too. While Pete's gone. We had one that at one of our listings, the dog jumped off of the deck, and he grabbed, I guess he was a pit bull, nice pit bull, I'm not so nice to the drone though. He actually he ate the drone. This was on one of our listings at the horse farm that we sold. He actually had it in his mouth, and yep, we didn't charge the client for it. We sold the house. It was a couple $1,000s or a few $1,000 meal.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Jayson. For some reason, my phone keeps losing sound, so then I stop hearing you. So I'm not sure.
Oh
if you're
yeah,
hearing
it was the dog story. One of our clients' dogs ate the drone.
Oh, gotcha.
It was in the air, and he jumped up onto a ledge, and he got lucky. He got it in his mouth, and he destroyed it. So I know. Whenever I had to ask one of our photographers in the past, like, can you fly it through the window? Can you do something crazy? Like, no, we're gonna break it. I'm like, I'll buy it if you break it. But you always want to have really cool footage of your properties. If you fly a drone through the window, or fly it up into the redwood trees, or over the ocean. I never want to have fear about what we can do with our media.
Well, and that's really what helps us go kind of viral, I guess, right? It helps us build a lot of presence, because I hear you say this a lot, Jayson, but most people are looking for houses online before they even step foot in a house. And so most of the time they're falling in love with the property before they even get there, right?
Right. Totally. Yeah. They're already, I bought a house last year and it had a video, and I looked at the house and then I kept looking at the video, and I kept, imagining myself in there. My wife was looking at the floor plan to see if furniture would fit, but I was looking at the video to see where I could barbecue in the backyard. But buyers are going through the same thing I was going through. It's just, you want to build that attachment to the property, and if you have a way to connect with it on your phone, that's how people want to have it. That's why we want to have those individual property websites with the cookies and search engine optimization that we do. That's why we want people to be able to keep getting mentally attached to what they want.
Right. And it's just such a different process. I mean, like you were describing, back in the day, you didn't have, it was just we kind of flipped the script, honestly. I mean, now it's so much more of a service business, and it seems like the market has demanded it. I mean, now, not only does a lot of our competition, do similar things, but it's like, it's the whole market has improved because of it. And it seems to be the new standard is kind of along the lines of following what we're doing right now. It feels like.
Yeah, back in the day, you'd hire your own. The lender would hire their appraiser that they had in their pocket. Now it's like we go to our appraisal and we tell them, hey, we sold that one next door. That one's pending for this price. It's closing on this day. So just having market knowledge now, when we go to an appraisal, we can tell the appraiser this is what's happening today, and we're seeing people pay differences on purchase price. So it's like choosing that when you get 12 offers on a property or 30 offers on a property, which one's going to have the most down, who's going to waive the appraisal, and then going to the appraisals for the other ones. It's just, there's a lot more service and a lot more technique than I've ever seen before.
Totally. Yeah. And you know what? It was like, for me personally, it was a perfect place to land, because when I was looking to join a team or looking to join a brokerage, it was like, I called it being close to the sun, because Jayson at the time had just achieved, I think it was your first or second year of being the number one agent in the county. And I was like, I called it being close to the sun. I was like, I just want to be close to the sun because I'm going to get sunburned, So, and I see that some of our newer agents are following that similar model, Mario. Mario,
yeah,
great job with that.
He did an amazing year last year. It was pretty, whoever comes in, and I kind of have this, I like to work around, just for folks who don't know me, I love to work around my friends and the people I really enjoy. And those are the people that work for us as a team. I have an open door policy at my office. I'm like, come on in, grab a glass of water. If it's a Friday, grab a beer. Let's hang out.
That was just yesterday. We're all hanging out.
Yep. Have fun and hop on the couch, depending on what office. We have the SoCal and the Felton and the San Jose office, but we have couches in pretty much all of them. Let's hang out and talk about what's going on and see how we can work together and figure out how to solve problems, get more business, and help people.
Excellent. No, and that's every time I've been in there, we're either making calls or we're solving problems or figuring out new ways to serve our clients. So that's definitely the case. Let's talk a little bit more about that property prep, though. So first of all, like, which houses qualify and how can somebody qualify for this sort of thing? Can you tell me a little bit more, or tell our audience a little bit more about how that works? Because there are some mechanics there, right? It's like you can't just,
Yep.
If the house sort of needs equity, right? Or kind of get into that.
It's a good question. So last year we lent out over $2 million, and most of it was our own personal funds that we just put back into folks' homes. I also have a line that we could do on some bigger projects through our parent company, who's tech-based in San Francisco. But it's been easier to, a lot of times, we just lend our own funds because it's quicker. We don't make any profit off of it. It's just to help our clients. If we could spend $2 or $3 and make 10, that's kind of the general saying. But pretty much everybody qualifies. I mean, we have lent money to people that were in foreclosure. That we had a house that they had a $1.7 million offer on it or something like that. We ended up selling it for 2.3, but we lent them $30,000. It just didn't look right. It had shag carpets on it. We do sometimes things that are a little bit crazy, but we have to look at all the variables and make sure it can be done and that we'll be able to accomplish everybody's goals, and we just help people. So if we can do a better job and make a better comp for the neighborhood and make the house look really, really awesome, why should you sell it to an investor and let them make hundreds of thousands of dollars when we can help you get more money? And then all we ask for, we'd love to win your business. And then more importantly, in real estate, it's like you sell one house, but that's over. We survive off of referrals. So our hope is to get a bigger, to get referrals for folks that need good representation and people that think outside of the box. So if we can get in there and stage it, most people don't stage occupied homes. We can because we own the furniture. So again, we're taking huge risks, and we're actually donating a bunch of our furniture to a few of the groups that need it because it's got a little older, a little worn out, a little bit here and there. So it won't be suitable to be in the houses that we're selling anymore, but it's great. They're great pieces of furniture. But we do stage homes that are occupied, even if people have dogs. So we're switching out furniture, which is kind of a new thing, but it's been helping. It helps with the photography. It helps get the right photos of the house to show the room and not just show, a room that's cluttered. So having the right items in there, they may not be as comfortable as somebody's huge leather couch. With an ottoman that you can put your feet on, but it'll look better in the photos. So our job is to make the homes look really, really good so they can sell for top dollar.
Absolutely, and that's something that's changed a lot since let's say 2005, 2006, whatever.
Yep.
The amount of preparation work that goes into it. I mean, people are talking about all the time. Things are selling for such crazy prices, over asking prices, and it's not uncommon these days to see 100, 200, 300, 400, and even $500,000 over asking price sometimes in these Santa Cruz homes. And people always ask, why is that happening? How is that happening? I mean, not only is it a trend in the market in general, but it's also a trend in how much people are caring about their product, how much people are putting effort into their listing preparation and making sure that they have that big splash and not messing up the process down the line. I actually had this conversation with somebody this morning, texted me at 7:45 a.m., considering selling by themselves as a for sale by owner. And I felt like I was on a suicide hotline or something. I was texting. I was like, don't do it. We got this. And we were able to talk about all that value, it's not just a, sign up, pay a listing fee, and you get onto the MLS with whatever we give you. It's a totally different process these days. And the term that I use for what you were talking about, Jayson, is kind of we flip houses for our clients, like you said, why would you sell it to an investor who's just going to do the same thing and then make their margin on you? Why not you take advantage of the value that we're going to bring by managing a project for you, only doing the highest return items and then selling for top dollar after that? It's a no brainer. And sometimes when I explain it to people, it's what's the catch,
Yep. Yeah, it's almost like when I go to a listing appointment, somebody gives me their gold price, and then I just kind of figure out what we need to do to tweak it to make it get that number. It's kind of a way of working backwards, which is kind of neat. But yeah, property prep is huge. I mean, having the right look is so important. So, and having the right negotiation skills. I mean, it's not our first rodeo. I mean, we've prepped and staged and lent money out to hundreds of clients. I mean, we're probably talking, 500, 600 listings. I mean, we didn't always do this. It wasn't the trend. they weren't doing it in other markets, but we jumped on it right away in the Santa Cruz market. So once we heard about it, it was kind of scary the first time I did it. I had to tell my wife, I said, you were lending our client this much money, and I said, well, just relax. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it look good. But it is a little bit nerve-wracking to do it, but it's been, throughout the years, we definitely done it. I mean, I know that a lot of people are thinking about doing it, or they haven't done it before and they're talking about maybe doing it, but just having the experience of doing this like 600 times, we've it's not our first rodeo. So that's it'd be scary to start from the scratch. I know when we started from scratch, it was, scary for everybody probably,
And that was back in like 2017, 2018. I remember OS, starting to do that sort of thing.
We started back then, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, but we started doing it on a regular basis. At that point, it was kind of a part of our business plan. We didn't really advertise it because it was,
it was so new, right?
It was so new, and we didn't want people to, we wanted to figure this out before. It's kind of like a soft opening before you open the restaurant. Let's not have everybody come, but yeah, we can definitely help. And now we have the property preparation team is huge. I mean, there's Elena, Brian, Sebastian. Elena has definitely graduated to an even bigger role now, but there's a lot of staff and a lot of people that are working on the property prep stuff. I love it when I go to a listing and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, it's beautiful. So Paige, in her back end, she's got a few people working for her on the staging side of thing. We have this huge warehouse, and last year we had it was a huge bill from the movers just getting everything coordinated, but really good licensed people that know how to arrange things and move things and all. I see all the group texts and all the chains. It's been amazing.
Oh man. Well, let's talk about that. Like maybe let's walk some people through it, because we're talking about this concierge loan. So let's choose what's your favorite success story recently with like a concierge type product, like where we manage the property prep for them.
Yeah, we did one in the Los Gatos Mountains last year that was almost $100,000. They had people looking at their house that were talking about maybe offering $1 million, $50 million one as is. We hit $1.5 million on it. It was when you look at our home light and our Zillow profile, it's like the highest sale in the area by 14%. Well, it was because we went in there and redid their kitchen, redid a bathroom, painted the inside, outside. So that was a huge success story. I mean, we have success stories without doing concierge too. I mean, we sold that one on Ryder Ridge that was a referral from a top Santa Cruz agent, one of our friends.
And how many times was that listed before, and for how many years before we took it? So let's talk about that.
I get confused. It was listed by 5 agents over 7 years. I think that was the right criteria. But Dr. Ed, we did a cool lifestyle. We'll just move on to, instead of concierge, we'll go on to like our videos.
Yeah, let's do that.
A telescope, and the roof would retract, and the telescope would pop up. Dr. Ed throughout the previous years was showing his house to himself, and he was smoking cigars in the house, which wasn't a good idea. But we stopped that, and I ended up, Evan and I ended up helping with the showings on it. And I think the one that actually bought it, I was there to help show the property. I guess that's one of the things when you work with a team. It's like I'm not doing the write-ups, I'm not building the flyers, I'm not showing buyers around. I have amazing agents that help with that. But I went to that showing on that property, and I, showed the buyer all the property. A lot of times you can't tell where it is, but we had a video that just walked you through. It had 250 rare fruit and trees on the property. So we got a video for that. We had a video of the house. We had a video of the telescope. We did a huge market reach to folks that were into plants and using certain keywords. And yeah, we generated some showings, and we found the perfect buyer for it. There was a lot of other hurdles with the escrow, but we ended up closing it and sold it in 4 days.
4 days.
That was social media.
7 years.
Yeah, it was because of our social media push, our quality. And you know what, Pete? We had the lens for the ocean view, and we had the in-house photographer.
There comes that expensive lens we were talking about.
Yeah,
the investment paid off.
But you can't, in this business, you can't make money without spending money. And it's never been really about making money. It's been, of course, that's what we do. We got to pay our bills and pay the office mortgages and all that other stuff. But it's about doing a good job and attracting the right people. So that lens and having Veronica on salary versus, usually a realtor will spend thousands of dollars to get photos like we did, but having her being able to go out to the property for, a week and a half to get in Santa Cruz, it's not always clear on the ocean, but the right day, we got the ocean there. We could even see a ship in the water, but having the photographer on the right day to get those photos was huge. I mean, because usually if you hire one of the really good photographers in Santa Cruz, they're booked week in, week out. So having somebody who could show up on, hey, it's clear right now, you hear the rubber burning on her tires to get there. She has the flexibility working for our team, working for me and Pete and everybody else here. We have that flexibility to get really good, high quality videos. And then we have a really fast turnaround because our editing is done overseas so that we can have our videos back sometimes the next day.
Dude, the production quality on our media has just continued to soar, and I've been really excited about that portion too. And then, we've been working a lot on our social media too. Kristen's been helping us out on the social media side, and we have Jordan helping us with some video content, and it's been a ton of fun to dive into more of that, because I don't know, I kind of want to lead this into our final discussion because we've got about 5 more minutes, Jayson, and if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
I really want to dig into kind of what's next, like what's on your agenda for the future of listings in real estate, and what are the kind of things that we're working on, I guess, to help serve our clients even better in the future?
Very good question, Pete. I mean, Kristen's one of them. I mean, her resume was impressive. She's worked for some pretty impressive companies. I think Red Bull, and I don't know if I can mention them all, but I just mentioned one.
Nice.
Yeah. So having people like that and doing our brand management and our social media outreach has been huge. Diana, our marketing manager, huge at what she does. I mean, we were just chatting today, like, who are we going to target for this one listing, and how and you know what? We did that, and then calls came in today. So it's just evolving, Pete. It's like we're never going to stop. If a client comes and tells us, like, this is what, I heard that's happening, or we hear from an agent, we have a lot of agents that we network with all over the country and the world. And if I hear this thing is working, we're going to do it, or at least we're going to try. And if it doesn't work, we're going to get rid of it. So just having systems and being systematized so that we can be mobile. And, I'm still working 6-7 days a week, but just to have the right tools so we can do a better job. The only reason that we've grown to where we are today is because we've found out what the consumer wants and what the consumer needs. And if we keep doing that, we're gonna do a better job, sell houses for more money, and make it smoother. We've always believed you got to be hands-on. I know that some team leaders may not be in production. I love this job. I love being in production. I love helping my agents. I love helping my clients. So we're still I love being in the trenches. So that's something that I think it's going to be part of what I'm doing for a long time. But we're just going to go with whatever the best new thing is and whatever the consumer is wanting. So we're going to keep evolving, you either evolve or you disappear.
That's so true, man. And if there's one constant for the 6 years that I've been with you, Jayson, it's been that it's always been about change in a forward direction. We've always been changing. For a while there when we were looking for the right brokerage until we found Side, and then we started Room Real Estate. Like before that, it was all about change. It was all about figuring out the right CRM. And then we started diving into our systems. And I feel like these last couple of years where we've had some like incredible growth have really changed a lot because of our focus. Now, we've got the back end figured out now, which that was kind of a little bit of a challenge there for a little bit. And then now we've got 100% focus on how we can improve the experience for our clients. And honestly, that comes down to, like you were saying, like, how can we help our clients earn more from their sales or get better deals on their purchases? How can we make our clients' experience as good as possible while representing our brand as well as possible? And I think that's really where our focus is going to be towards the future. I mean, I know that I've been working on a lot of video projects. I know you've been doing a ton of video. I know we just got a new international marketing presence. So now we're going to be all over international platforms.
That was huge. That discovery was from one of our folks that we network with. So discovering these different tools, and even like some of our buyer things we're doing for buyers to help them find off-market deals. I mean, we're spending a lot of money and time.
So many good systems.
Yep. We're doing some really good stuff.
Well, and that's what it comes down to. I think the future is just going to be continuing to fine tune those items, finding the next big thing. And Marette is a huge part of that too. I got to throw props out to Marette because she's in the background helping us identify all of these new opportunities that are out there. And we do cycle through some of the opportunities that aren't so good, right? But most of them are game changers. I mean, there's a few of them that are just absolutely, mainstays in my business now. And probably yours as well. But anyways, I wanted to wrap it up, man. Is there any final words that you want to leave the people who follow us on these pages? I think we're on Facebook right now, or
yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. If you have any questions, you can reach me at 831-234-6683. We're always available, and we love our jobs, so we'd love to help you out.
Absolutely, man. Right on. Well, thank you so much for spending the time. And Kristen, thank you for setting this up. I look forward to another round of this. Maybe we can pick a new topic next time. Maybe we can do it like once a month or something like that. Yeah. We can jump on.
Well, let's do this.
I'm into it, man. Maybe next time we'll have like a beer setting or something, or maybe like hot sauce, or, we can do something where we can do something interactive while we talk about stuff. I think that'd be fun.
We got to be careful with hot sauce with me. I can't handle it all. I know when we were in New Orleans, that was, and I just had a hot sauce experience last week, but we could try. You guys might see me sweating.
We'll find something right. We'll find something. Maybe like local wines. There you go. We'll have wine.
Local wines. That sounds great. That sounds great.
All right, man. Hey, thank you so much, Jayson. I'll talk to you soon, man.
See you. Bye-bye.